Are we good to go, Sophia? Oh, you're mute, but I guess that's a yes. Okay, so welcome everyone. And like Sophia said, we're going to be talking about the love gates, which is the new love languages according to human design. Well, according to me as well. And so this is something different. Right through the summit, we've been learning a little bit about human design 101. We've talked about our fears, we've talked about a profile, we've talked about how you can use it to find your purpose. Today, we're stepping into a different realm, which is all about love. So it's going to be fast and furious because I do have quite a number of slides, but I'm hoping to get through every single one of them today. But before we get started, I know it's Friday, so some of you are already in chill mode. I know I am, but I just want us to land here, right? Just really, if it feels comfortable, you can close your eyes or you can just lower your gaze a little bit and just settle into your body because today is all about the heart, it's all about the body. We want to get away from the thinking mind and trying to figure stuff out. Today, you just get to be a woman, not the strong one, not the one who has it all figured out, who's done all the healing work, who's been forcing and pushing. Just relax. Breathe into your shoulders, just lower the shoulders, open up your chest, release your jaw, and just be here. Just be here with the curiosity to be seen, to be held, and to be able to move forward from your heart, because that's why we're here today. So a few deep breaths in and just let it all go. Okay, let's jump in. Now, here's what Ra Uruhu said about love and human design. So Ra, if you don't know, is the founder of Human Design. And he says that human design is here to strip away the generalizations that torture us, that we somehow have to be exactly the way Hollywood does it or whatever. Each of us is unique in our capacity for love, and we all have it. The moment that you're living out of your nature, you living out your nature, you get to experience your capacity for love. And that's something very, very special. The first time I saw this quote, I was like, finally, 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 we can move away from this generalized way of doing love where everybody experiences or wants the same thing in love and really be able to discover how we are uniquely designed for love, what our own true capacity for love is. So here's what I see, especially with a lot of high performing, ambitious, keep everything together women, right? We go through all of it. We're like, okay, so we got the love languages many moons ago, almost 30 years ago. We know the love language. I know mine. It's acts of service, or maybe yours is quality time, right? I've learned about Gottman's four horsemen. I don't do horsemen anymore. I've studied all my parts using IFS. I've studied attachment theory. I'm now secure in my attachment style. I've learned how to communicate properly. Why do I still keep attracting the same patterns? Why? I know I asked this question many, many times, and a lot of the women that I meet, same question. What is it? What is wrong with me? What am I doing that is so wrong? Well, the truth is you struggle because you've been loving in a language that never truly was yours. It was something that was given to us, and we thought that we all had to speak the same language. Error. And that's what we're going to be diving into today. So who am I? Who is this lady? Well, my name is Joan. I'm a 3/6, which means I'm a transformational guide. I'm a projector. I used to be a dating coach, but scrap that. We're done with that. It's not about tactics anymore. So now I'm a conscious love architect because it's all about the foundation. It's all about the fundamentals. If you get this wrong, nothing else matters. But it wasn't always like this for me. For a long time on paper, I looked successful. I'm the person who's first to like share all those pictures on Instagram, and everyone will be like hashtag couple goals. But relationship after relationship, it was the same story. So yes, I've been engaged 8 different times to 8 different men. Same pattern, just different faces. I eventually got married and got divorced because we were not aligned. And that photo that you see there, that's not the actual photo, but that was me on my wedding day. Like if the universe had to send me a better sign, I don't know what this will be. My dress, right before we were going to get up to say our vows, ripped from the top, all the zipper, all the way and it couldn't be fixed. And so everyone's like scrambling because now like I'm naked on the back. And then my mom just came and she put a shawl over me and it was just like, holy cow, what is this? But of course I was like, no, he's the one, it looks good on paper, he's great, it's gonna work out. But deep down inside, I knew there was something that wasn't quite right. And many of us know, we intuitively know, but again, when we check that checklist, it's like nobody matches everything. It matches everything that the world said we should want in a partner. And so we go ahead, and then the problems begin. Took me years of blaming myself, lots of resentment. Like, I do all these things for all these men. Like, why wouldn't anybody want to stay with me? Why is it partner after partner? I give so much. Like, are they blind? Right? And I had friends and family who would say, you're fabulous. It's the men that are the problem. But it wasn't. And it wasn't because I was broken. It was because I was misaligned with the people that I was choosing. And that was such a breath of fresh air for me. I knew I was misaligned, but I didn't even know how. I was like, okay, misaligned, but what does that even mean? And that's what human design gave me. It finally gave me a language, a voice. It named it exactly what misalignment looked like for me. And that is my goal for everyone as I share this message about love by design, the new era of love, what conscious love and partnership actually looks like, so that we can stop guessing, we can stop listening to everybody else, we can stop following this script that was handed down to us on what the perfect partner, the high value man looks like, and just really honor the way that we are designed to love, so that the universe doesn't have to rip your wedding your dress on your wedding day just to say stop, stop, stop. So now I've created the Love Gate system, which is your new love languages. I also have the Real Attraction Pyramid. My program is Become the Aligned One program. And that name was chosen specifically, and I'll talk about that later. And I also host the Love by Design podcast. So welcome to the new era of love. So this is the equation that most of us were handed. And this is not like I didn't come up with the be, have, do, have, be. That's not me at all. But it's something that works in every single area of life. And when I started to think about love and marriages and how we've done love so far, it made sense, because this is exactly what we were told. Just do the right things. Be the good woman. Be a great cook. Be submissive. Be calm. Hold the household together. And then you will have the relationship, you will have the ring, you will be able to post those pictures on social media and say, look at us now, we've made it. And then maybe, and that's a big maybe, you'll finally be loved, you finally be chosen. Exhausting. At least for me it was, because it was all about performance. It was all about proving. It was all about trying to do. If I do, maybe then I will be. But that is the wrong equation. And it's cost a lot of us a lot of heartbreak, a lot of shape shifting, a lot of being smaller, shrinking ourselves, not being able to speak our truth of what we want, who we are. We're just like, okay, we need to keep everything together so that we can have this idea of having the relationship that we truly desire. So before we talk about the charts and all the beautiful things, discovering what your design is, this is a question I like to ask all my clients and every woman I work with. Why do you desire love? I'm going to pull up the chart so I can see. Why do you desire love? Absolutely. We are wired to be loved, to love and be loved. Yep. Sophia, you can change the view so that if they're struggling to see the slides, it can be bigger. It doesn't really matter. I was more concerned about my own view so that I could see everybody. To be loved and accepted as we are, that is so, so key. It's fulfilling. One connection with other people. Yep, absolutely. Right? And this is why most of us want love. To be seen and mirrored, not just be admired. Deep down inside, we want to be seen, to do things together, have fun. Exactly. To be held in life, not just to perform, to be able to share joy and purpose every single day, to have someone to witness our existence. So the next question is to grow together over the, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, Daphne. Why does the right aligned partner matter? Because I know for me, initially I just thought, oh, just get married and you figure it out. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Why do you think it's important to have the right partner? Too much fiction. Feel safe and live our purpose. Yeah, too much fiction otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Because who you're with amplifies or drains your destiny. Yeah, not supported. Absolutely. Destiny and dreams, so key, right? The wrong fit, it costs time, it wastes time. Like I've been engaged 8 times. This is like 30 years of my life just scrambling and trying to figure it out and make it work. But it was exhausting. My nervous system was all over the place, right? Alignment is love that supports your purpose and not competes with it. Yes, to be seen for who you really are. That is so, so key. And yes, the health problems that, oh, absolutely. I was on lots of medication. I was overweight in all those bad relationships. Today, no meds. I think I'm looking better than I've looked in 30 years. So yeah, I'm with you, Elmira. Helps you grow and be supportive. Absolutely. The third question is, when love is misaligned, how do you know? How do you know? Because we weren't taught any of this. How do you know? In your mind, in your body, in your spirit, in your soul, how do you know? You're bored. I get that. I'm a 3-6 as well, so with the three, I get bored very quickly. Ooh, a pit in the stomach. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not, it's hard. Exactly. It's very difficult, right? So in your mind, you have all of this thoughts, overthinking, doubt. Oh my God, should I stay or should I go? Your body feels so tense. There's that tightness in your chest, anxiety. I know that was a big one for me, right? When I was married, I'll be at home all happy and giddy. And the moment I hear the door, the key in the door, and he's coming back, oh my God, anxiety. And most times I'll just run to bed, put the blanket over my head and just pretend like I was asleep because I didn't want to have to deal with it, right? So you're in a relationship, you're in a marriage, but you're lonely. Absolutely. You're very, very lonely. And I know that it dimmed my spirit. I know that I wasn't hearing from my intuition because my nervous system was all over the place. I knew I wasn't pursuing my purpose because he didn't believe in anything I was saying. He was just like, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? Just stay in your job. What do you mean? What do you mean? Right? Why can't you just be content? Why can't you just stay? Why do you want to be this big, big figure? Why do you want to be out there? And it was so painful because as long as I stayed in that marriage, purpose was gone. I didn't even have the motivation to do anything, right? Dana, when I found the right one, I knew my core. Absolutely. You know. And that's what we want to figure out today. How would you know? Because how I would know is different from how you would know. So, again, there's no judgment here. This is a space for you to really honor and be true with yourself about what you really want out of love. Like, why do you want more love? And what are some areas where, and you don't have to put this in the chat if you don't feel like, but some areas where you already feel some alignment versus some misalignment, right? In your current relationships or maybe in your most recent relationship. And just honor that. Ooh, you're too much. Yeah, I hear that one a lot. Why do you want more love? And where are some areas that you already, that intuition that we're talking about, you already know that there's some misalignment? Because that's information, that's data for you. Okay, so we've talked about the old equation, which has led to a lot of divorces, a lot of misalignment, a lot of unhappiness, a lot of struggle trying to make it work, trying to keep everything together. But this is the new equation for aligned love. This is where you start from being, and this is being your energetic design and truth. We've been learning all about human design, and human design is your energetic blueprint. So it's not just for a business or purpose, it's for everything to do with you, including love. Being is where you begin. And then from that being, you start doing, right? This is how you show up. This is how you relate. This is how you make decisions. A lot of that doing also has to do with a lot of unlearning because the conditioning is deep, especially if you grew up in a household where there was no love or where you saw a different version of love. Now you need to unlearn all of those things and figure out, what does love actually look like for me? Not what I was told, not what I see on social media, right? But really taking the right actions, based on your human design so that you can attract and finally have the partnership that matches your unique frequency. And that's where we have the have. You don't attract aligned love, you become the one, you become the aligned one, and then aligned love will be magnetized towards you. And it starts with self alignment, the whole being part of it, who you be. And that's what we're going to be diving into today using your human design. Okay, so most of us, and I know this was me for a very long time, I was just all about the chemistry. We saw it in the movies. We saw all the romance, all the Disney, the Hollywood stories, and we're like, once you feel the butterflies, it's like, let's go. You know, this is it. Wow, where have you been all my life? You're the best thing since sliced bread. But the chemistry is just the spark. It's just the beginning. And most times it's just familiarity. It's just what you're used to. It doesn't mean that this is the one for you. And it definitely doesn't even mean you're compatible, let alone that you're aligned. But it was such a huge thing, especially back in the days. It was just like constantly chasing the chemistry. And there are some gates that are more susceptible to chemistry, where once they get that spark, once they feel that thing, it's like, let's go. They feel ignited. It's like, let us go. Let's get married tomorrow or today. Right? But chemistry is just the start. It's not sustainable. It fizzles very quickly within a couple of weeks or months. And then what are you left with? Another situationship. So that's the bottom of the pyramid. In the middle, we have compatibility. So this is the one where we learned about how to pick our picker, how to pick the partner for you. Do our goals align? Yes. Does he come from a good family? Yes. Did we go to the same school? Yes. Do we have the same religion? Yes. And then we have this checklist of what makes a good partner, right? So this looks good on paper, and that was my own marriage. It looked lawyer check, respectable family check, same religion check. Everything kind of just checked the boxes, and it was compatible. If you're thinking about, okay, let's just get married, right? There was some harmony where our lives were pretty similar, but we weren't aligned because there's an even higher layer. And that is the conscious alignment layer. And that's what the new era is ushering in. It wasn't necessarily available many, many years ago, right? Because people ask me, but John, how come we didn't know this before? Well, we were still in survival mode. It was just like, how can we build a family, keep it safe, provide? That was what we were looking for. But now the new era is ushering in a different type of love, which is conscious alignment, which is just not love that looks good on paper, that has chemistry, but now soul level connection, right? And this soul connection, this soul level connection is rooted, and someone already mentioned that shared vision, purpose, and growth, right? Your paths are merging without disappearing. The relationship is evolving with you. And here's one thing, because when I started studying this stuff, I was like, is this even real? Is this even possible? But I started to see it. People who are on this path of conscious alignment, even if when they met, they were doing different things in life, it starts to merge. They start to do things together. Their purposes start to combine, it starts to merge. I've seen it over and over again. And that's where you know that you are heading in the right direction. And you might be wondering, but how would I know? How would I know when I meet someone, right? It's there in your human design. I'm not going to go deep into that particular aspect today, but hint, hint, it's in your incarnation cross. There's certain incarnation crosses that mean that your purposes are gonna go in the same direction, and there's just some that it's not gonna go in the same direction. So when you're thinking about conscious alignment, it's that long-term purpose coming together. Not an easy one because we're not used to it. We were just told once there's compatibility, we just stay there. We just stay there and grind and force it to work. And it hasn't really worked so far. Joanne says a different version of love. So true. Yeah, absolutely. Like the world is changing. And it doesn't mean that the old is wrong. It's just not applicable anymore because as human beings, we're also evolving and we need to move with how things are moving. So if you were to think about a current relationship, a past relationship, where do you think you've been landing? Is it more on the chemistry or I'm fired up, let's go? Or compatibility. Let's build that safe home, that stable home. Let's combine income. Let's just that whole survival security. That's where compatibility stays. Or are you now looking for, I want purposes to merge. I want something higher where our union is connected to something bigger than the two of us, because that's where conscious alignment lives. And that is the new era of love. So here is the shift. So love, Gary Chapman, he gave us the 5 love languages. Thank you, but we're done with that. We are moving from the just do to now embodying. So before we were told, just learn to speak their language. I know I tried. I'm acts of service, but most of my partners have always been words of affirmation. And I don't know about anybody else. That's never been me and can never be me. Like, so I had to learn of like writing notes, and I have to remember to say, oh my God, you're so amazing. You could, like, it's not me, but that's what the love languages told us, right? Just speak the language and you'll be good. But we weren't, because we're trying to be something that we're not. So we're moving away from that. And now it's about embodying your own authentic frequency. Like, we're not trying to do love correctly. We're trying to be love naturally, because deep down inside, love is who we are. The question is how? How are we designed to love? Because it's not the same. Love languages was all about adapting your behavior. So, like I was saying, I had to force myself words of affirmation. Ooh, not me, right? Done with that. Now you just need to live truly in your own design. Just do you perfectly, and the right partner will appear. Surface level solutions, like all the attachment theory, or they only dealt with the surface level, and people will try to change. You're like, okay, I'm going to change who I am. I'm going to act differently, but that's not who you are. So it's painful. It's just more and more performance. Done with that. Now it's about, okay, the deep energetic transformation. We've been talking over the past few days about the lower frequency, the shadow, and the higher frequency. That's the transformation that you need to move to. It's not about changing who you are. It's just, okay, this is how I'm designed. How can I move to the higher frequency of that design and just live it truly and fully? So it's no longer what should I do differently, right? It's now about how am I designed to be, and let me go learn that for myself. So the real question now becomes, what state does the relationship keep me in most of the time? Because we don't want to be in the shadow. So if it's always anxious, hyper vigilant, you're just waiting, okay, what is he going to do next? Oh yeah, I did that yesterday. How come he's not? Then that's not where you want to be, because again, your nervous system will be completely off. You want to be regulated. You want to be seen. You want to be able to be soft. And we all know how to be soft, but we know that a lot of relationships have kept us strong, and we don't want to be strong. And you don't have to be strong. You just need to learn how to live your design, and the softness will naturally come. Hang on, just reading the chat. The love of life and spending setting out of independence before we got married. Then we were inseparable. Awesome. That is an inspiring journey, and that's not many people's stories. It's not easy. This is one of the biggest problems in the world today, relationships. So I want to share a quick image, and I want you to tell me what you see. You know those cartoons where they'll say, spot the difference or spot what's wrong. What do you see in, oh, not yet, Sophia, calm down. Wait for it. Okay. What do you see in this image? What's this image tell you? Something's broken under the hood, yeah. They all want to be your car, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Crowding her out. Yeah. Always looking outside, hoping that maybe the next passenger will fix me. Maybe the next passenger will make this car look great. Right. Yeah, love gates healthy. Yeah, we're getting there. You're getting the whole point of it. She was wrong driving the wrong car. Yeah, yeah. Now she's got them lined up. Absolutely. Yeah, that was me. It's a Toyota. Yeah, but is it a Toyota though? Is it a Toyota though? Or does it just have the crest of a Toyota? Right? Because it's actually a Porsche trying to be a Toyota. This is what we do. And then you're like, okay, maybe I'll just do a paint job. Maybe the black is, maybe the red is my problem. Let me just paint it black, and maybe finally I'll get chosen, right? But then that still doesn't work. then it's like, okay, maybe I'll just change the passenger. If I keep changing the passenger, then the car will run smoothly. This doesn't really work, right? But this is what we do all the time. We try to change everything on the outside, trying to become a different brand of car. Maybe your Porsche is too much, like Amara was saying, you're too much. I'll just go be a Toyota. Now, let me pretend like I'm a Toyota. But it doesn't work because now you're pretending, you're performing, and it's painful. If you're a Porsche trying to be a Toyota, I don't know about you, it's painful, right? You want to be a Porsche in all your glory, and it's not about changing the passengers. So it's time to pop that hood because what is running the engine is what is determining who you're attracting, how your relationships are playing out. Has nothing to do with the external body. It has nothing to do with whether you try to change the logo. You're still a Porsche, right? Whether you ignore all the warning signs, like you see all the warning signs, the dashboard is going crazy. And you're like, no, 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 it's good. Car's still moving. We'll make this car move whether it kills me, right?
Probably not for me then.
Daphne says, I want to know if you're really, yeah, a Toyota, exactly, right? So it's not about doing all that. It's time to look at the engine. It's time to pop that hood and stop trying to be the car that you think you need to be because your engine is custom designed. And those are your love languages. Okay, so what have we been conditioned to do to get love? Because sometimes we don't even know. We don't even know that we desire love based on someone else's idea or their beliefs. We just say, oh no, that's how it should be. That's what we're told. Someone said, who's this someone? Right? Who's this someone that said? And so we perform, right? We perform and we prove. We try to be the strong one, be the good woman. Well, what is good? Right? Very subjective. What is good? We overgive, we overfunction, we fix and rescue. That's a big one. Trying to fix, trying to rescue. If I just fix him and rescue him, then we'll be good. And we know that what always comes back is like, but I didn't ask you to. And that's very painful, right? We try to achieve more. If I can become XYZ, then every man should want me. How's that working? I know for me, it wasn't working. Still isn't working, right? We abandon ourselves. Our body says no, but we're like, no, no, no. It looks good on paper. Or your friends say, no, this is the one. And then we go with it. We shrink our needs. Okay, I don't want to seem too needy. I don't want to act like I'm this, you know, this over the top person. I want to be manageable. So we try to just reduce ourselves. We try to be more quiet. We don't speak our truth. We don't speak our desires. And then ultimately, we stay longer than we need to because I know when I got divorced, I lost friends. I lost family members first, understandably, but I lost friends. Like people were like, I don't want to talk to her. She's divorced. Like, how dare she? He wasn't beating her. What's her problem? He wasn't beating her. What's her problem? I got that a lot. So most times we just stay and just like, okay, I don't want to be seen as a problem. So let me just stay. We'll figure it out. It will work out. Everything works out in the end. No, it doesn't. Right? If you're misaligned, it's still not going to work out. You're just delaying the inevitable. And then we try to look good, right? You post the pictures. That was me constantly posting the pictures, right? Okay, hang on, Sophia. Okay. Sophia, you sent it to me and not to the group. Um, we try to manage the photos. We try to look good on paper. We don't talk about our problems, right? I remember when I was about to get divorced and I told my mom, she's like, no, 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 just stay there. Most people are unhappy in their marriages anyway. What does it matter? Just keep looking good. It looks good for the family. I'm like, what family? What about me? Why is no one asking me, am I happy? It's like, no, 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 just stay there, right? Keep creating this perfect image. Whether it be family, for me, family was a big thing. Culture, a big thing in my culture. Divorce, you might as well be dead. It was so frowned upon. Church, I had to switch churches because my church was like, you haven't given us a valid reason why you should get a divorce. I'm like, how about I'm not happy? They were like, not good enough. So most of the time, we keep trying to manage a relationship that is not working and that is not aligned with the truth of who we are. And it's time to change that. So which of these feel most familiar in your own love story? For me, it's all of them. This is me, story of my life. And I'm a three as well. So I had to go through all of them, right? To be able to share this with the world, with you, amazing women. So which one of these, if you've been divorced or previous relationships, yeah, what were some of the reasons why you stayed? Some of the things that you heard to serve, take care, please drink exactly, right? So I see this a lot, a lot, a lot. Okay, so what are these love gates? Geez, I've been talking about love gates all day and I haven't even said what they are. So the love gates are 10 very specific gates within your human design chart that govern how you experience love. So there's two different types. There's a transcendent, which is love through someone to connect to something greater. And then there's the mundane, which is the interpersonal, the romantic love between you and a partner. And like I mentioned, there's the shadow, which is all about survival and fear. And then we have the gift, which is the higher expression. So as we go through the love gates, there's no love gate shaming here. Some people have 0, some have 1, 2, 10. It doesn't matter. You are perfectly designed for what you need. I always say the more the merrier. It just means that you have a lot of more gift to bring to your partner and to the world. So these love gates determine how you choose your partners, right? How you give and receive. Can you please name it? Yeah, we're getting there. Wait for it. Like, what is it? Wait for it. Oh, okay. You can't see them. Okay, no, we're gonna go through all of them. Pretty soon. Next slide, actually, I think. Right. So it tells you everything about how you do love and how love does you too. Hardwired into your system. It will never change. You were designed this way, period. So rather than trying to adhere to someone else's way of loving, you're like, oh, a couple goals. Oh, if I did that, then it will never be you. Oh my God, her partner looks great. That's what I want. No, that's not what you want. You need to go consult your love gates and see what kind of partner your soul is actually trying to call in. That will help you get to that higher purpose to follow your destiny so that you can be the best and highest version of yourself. Because that's what aligned love affords you to have. It helps you be the better, best version of yourself. The wrong relationship, woo, the opposite. Okay, so these are the 10 love gates, right? So the 4 transcendent, gate 10 is all about loving, being alive, self-love. We're going to go into that today. We have gate 25, which is all about universal love. This is love of everybody, right? Not just about a person. This is universal love connecting all humans to God as well. Gate 15 is humanity, loving humanity. These are the people who fight for causes, who feel deeply about injustices, right? And then we have 47, which is all about loving the body. We have the mundane gate. So these are the romantic type of love now. Gate 44 is all about successful love. If we are together, how are we being successful together? Gate 40, which we're going to go deep into, earning love, right? A lot of successful women have this gate. This is the gate of the provider. Just let that let that sink in for now. We'll come back to it. We have gate 58, perfecting love. We're going to go into that today. 41, dreams of love, always in fantasy land. We have gate 28, love of purpose, right? If we're together, there has to be meaning. Why are we together? There has to be meaning. If not, why are we together? And then we have gate 55, the eternally indecisive love. Do I love you? I don't know. Do I love you? I don't know. All right. And that's gate 55. Okay. So if you have any chart, it doesn't matter because those gates are already there, right? So you don't need to create a new chart, even though you do have the chance to download your Love Gate report. But these are the 5 centers that have the love gates. So you can go ahead and look at your existing chart and just see, do you have any of these 10 love gates in there? Okay. So like I said, it doesn't matter whether the center is defined, undefined. What you're just looking for is that love gate activated? That's all we're dealing with today. Is it activated? Defined and undefined, there's a bit of difference. One is consistent, one is a little bit more flexible and a lot of lessons to be learned. But for today, we're just looking at, do you have this love gate activated? Yes. Activated means that it exists. Defined is that, is it white or is it a different color behind? It doesn't matter. So activated gate, yes. Defined or undefined center, doesn't matter for today. Okay. Dina, maybe you can just tell us which ones you have as we go through so that we'll see which ones, whether you have any of the 3 that we're going to be talking about today. So today we're talking about gate 10, gate 40, and gate 58. Why? Why is this important? It is so key because when you understand your love gates, everything changes. You stop chasing, you stop performing, you stop repeating the same patterns, and you start embodying your own unique frequency of love. Because energy doesn't lie, people do. Energy is always right. And so the sooner we start to operate from our frequency, from our right energy, then love will start to unfold in the way that it's meant to be. Okay, love gate 40. So most high achieving women have this gate, period. This, yep, Amina says 40. This is the gate of the provider. And this was me. I was super, super provider, just always giving, do happily initially, right? I just keep doing more and more and more. And I tell you what happened in my previous relationship. Like I was the super, like I just overdid, overfunctioned. He wanted to write a book. I was like, okay, I'll figure out the book. Like I pretty much wrote the whole book. I designed the cover, gave him the name, like everything, told him how to self-publish the book. And then he published the book. And then I was like, hey, and I looked at it and I went to the acknowledgements. My name wasn't there. I thought I was going to die. I was like, and he was like, yeah, you did all those things, but I had to acknowledge the people that my inspiration and my daughter. I was like, I pretty much wrote the whole book. So the resentment kicked in. I was like, it's on. I'm not like, forget it. You're not getting anything from me. Right. And we do this all the time. And then couple that with what society says, oh, the man is the provider. And so you start questioning, why should I give? Society says he shouldn't give. I want to provide a man. Like, why am I the one always providing? We start keeping the score. I'm the one who pays all the bills. I'm the one who does this. What exactly do you bring to the table? Right. So this was a very difficult gate when I found I was like, oh my God, gate 40, why do I have to be a provider? But it's a gift because with everything, there is a gift and a shadow. So the shadow is this overgiver, over functioning, just constantly trying to rescue. Okay, if I just did more, like, can't he see how great I am? I'm doing all these things. But it's only in your head because he's not seeing it, right? And then you start to resent it because you're giving so much. You're carrying all the load of the relationship, the emotional, the practical, everything. You're just doing everything. And you keep thinking to yourself, if I do more, maybe this would just, you're just like, oh my God, I love you so much. You're the best thing ever. I can't live without you. But nobody ever told me that. Nobody ever told me you're the best. I can't live without you. But in my mind, I thought I'm doing all of these things. Like, why wouldn't I be your best option? Where else are you gonna go? Right? So it becomes this resentment, very, very deep resentment because you're constantly feeling unappreciated. But there's a gift. So the shadow is the resentful provider. And then we have the gift. So the gift is now you're leaning into your natural generosity. Like you give, but you have to be given in the right way, right? You can't be keeping the score. No, you're the devoted provider. You give from overflow, from the fullness of your heart. You're giving not because you're trying to earn his love, but you're giving because that's who you are. So it's no longer, okay, it's my duty to give, it's my obligation to give. No, it's because I love you, I'm giving, right? Big energetic difference. And you're also able to receive from this person as well because it's reciprocal. It's not just give, 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 give. Because when nothing comes back, resentment. I know this one too well. Resentment just shows up. So it's being able to give and to receive as well, and to know who to give to, because you can't just be giving to everyone, right? So you're able to honor yourself, to receive the right way, and most importantly, stop keeping the score. No keeping the score for this one if you want to live in the gift of this. So I know a lot of people, yeah. So a lot of people have gate 40. Like I've seen it, oh, ambitious women who are doing this work, gate 40. Just be ready for that one. You are a provider, right? So where have you been trying to earn love? And it's quietly building that resentment. And what would a devoted provider really look like for you? Yeah, Elmira says, it plays, you don't have it, but it plays out well. Yeah, yeah. Because it's that balance. So because you don't have it activated, you're probably not going to be as resentful as those of us who have it activated, right? But you just see that natural give and take between both of you. Over giving, over achieving. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We do that a lot. So that's gate 40. The next gate I'm going to talk about is gate 10. And this is all about self-love, love and being alive. I don't have this one, but I love to learn from people who have it because we know how important self-love is. And so I had a client once, like she was just like, oh, I love myself. Mind you, she was my client, but she would say to me, I just love life. I just like, I don't really think I need anybody. Like, I'm okay. I'm happily single. I'm like, but why are you here? Like, obviously, there's something your soul wants in a partnership, but you're so stuck in this, oh, it's all about me. And she would say her partners will complain and say, you're a bit of a narcissist. You're all about yourself. Like you don't think about anybody else, which is like, but just love. I love myself so much. I love being alive, right? And that's a shadow. Because in the shadow, the validation's addict. There's two ways, there's twofold. There's the one part that is always constantly, oh, do you love me? Do you like me? Do you looking for that validation, right? Their self-worth is tied to being chosen and praised, constantly looking for it. And when they're not getting it, they're not very nice people. Right? Constantly shape-shifting. Oh, people like me. I love myself, so you should like me. If you like me, then I like me. Like, all of this dynamics going on. Is this what shares on the screen? No. No, these are not my. So this one, okay. Dana, I don't. Okay, let me just keep going. Don't want to get distracted by the chat, right? So he has this probability of becoming this hyper independence. I don't need people. I'm good by myself. If he comes, he comes. If he doesn't come, I don't care. Deep down, they really care. And so it's either hyper independence or now it's people pleasing, shape shifting, like me, like me. Do you like me today? Do you like me tomorrow? Do you like me? Do you like me? Do I look good in this? Right? Constantly looking for that validation. And then you become the validation addict. And then you start abandoning yourself because you don't want rejection. You just want everybody to like you because you need to like you. You have self-love, you have gate 10. So that's the shadow. But I think the gift is so beautiful. And even though I don't have it, everybody needs to practice the sovereign self to really be in love with who you are, right? And this looks like showing up authentically, not performing. I'm not doing it because I want people to like me. I'm doing this because this is who I am, right? You really behave in alignment with your true values. You're able to be soft. Like I mentioned, being soft. So it's not this rigid, aloof, I don't need anybody. It's like, look, I'm open. I love myself, but from that love that I have for myself, love can flow outwards too. And you're able to choose partnership from wholeness. A big one for me, wholeness. I always felt incomplete. You complete me, no, 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 no. So gate 10 people, lucky you, because you can feel that wholeness because it's already activated in your chart. The rest of us have to learn how to operate from wholeness and not lack. So where are you still negotiating with your truth, seeking for validation, especially if you have this gate 10? And what would it look like to let your sovereign self lead in love? Really operate from that wholeness, that even though I'm whole, from my wholeness of love, love will outpour into somebody else. And then we have gate 58. To be honest, I wasn't going to deal with gate 58, but then I heard Amina talk about her correcting. And I was like, ooh, that's an interesting one because this is one that a lot of people really, really don't know it, one, but don't understand how it can be in the shadow and in the gift. So I brought this in. I had a client once, she was learning how to date properly because I used to be a dating coach. So teaching her how to date properly so she can attract men. And she met this amazing guy. She was like, oh my God, he's so perfect. Oh my God, everything is great. And I was like, good for you. Within 2 weeks, she was like his house is so dirty. Like his car is so dirty. His clothes, he doesn't dress well. His shoes are ugly. Like at work, like he's just like, oh, I'm happy. I'm happy with my job. I don't want a promotion. Like he doesn't want anything better in life. Like he's a loser. I'm like 2 weeks ago, you said he was like the best thing since sliced bread. She was like, yeah, but he's this. She's just complaining and complaining. And no surprises. The following week, week number 3, he was done. He was like, I'm not good enough for you. Like nothing is ever good enough for you. All you do is nag and complain. So if you hear nag and complain a lot, you might just have this gate, right? So this is the gate about perfecting love. In the shadow, I have rightly named it the Chief Improvement Officer. Whew, these are the people constantly scanning. What's wrong? How can it be better? Like, no, I have to make him better. Yes, exactly. The CIO. I have to make this relationship better. I have had high standards, right? Why relax? I'll relax when everything is perfect. But until then, we're going to keep improving, whether it kills me or kills the relationship. And they always think, but it's just because I'm just giving feedback. Like, what's wrong with feedback? It's criticism. It's not feedback. But if you don't know the difference, you're stuck in the shadow. And imagine how he lands on your partner. I'm not good enough for her. Nothing I do is good. So he just stops trying. And then you're even more pissed off. Why can't you? Why can't you? The CIO, oof, not an easy one. So what does the gift look like? The refinement guru. Because at the gift, this is someone who can precisely see how things can be improved, right? So if you have this, you are blessed because you can see areas for improvement. And the difference is being able to give that feedback not from judgment, not from criticism, but from love. And sometimes you have to wait to be asked, right? It's not every single time, oh, but I know how that can be better, right? So this is being able to give feedback from the right place. You're able to bring that joyful refinement to your love, to your home, to life in general. And that's a beautiful thing, right? Imagine having someone who can lovingly help you be better, right? The gift knows when enough is good enough. Like, okay, this is enough. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's good as is. And we can celebrate that, right? And you make your partners feel better about themselves, not inadequate, because that's what I'll see on my client. I'm like, have you ever paid him a compliment? No. Like, he can be better. He can be better. So sometimes it's like, hey, taking a step back, what frequency is he coming from exactly? Am I the CIO or am I the refinement guru? Because this is such an interesting gift. This is such a beautiful gift to be able to see areas of improvement. The relationship is never going to be stuck because now it's always going to get better and better and better, but only when you're in the gift. Shadow, nobody wants that. You're just a nagging partner who no one's ever good enough. Nothing's ever good enough. Complaining all the freaking time. So, how could you bring refinement into your relationship, right? And not the criticism side of things? What are some of the ways? Especially if you have this gate, because I've met a lot of people with this gate. They can help themselves, right? But how can you do it differently? How can you start to operate at the higher frequency and not the lower frequency? Yeah. Whew. So those were the three gates. So imagine there are 10 of those gates. And like I said, we don't have all of them. Like I've met someone with 8, but that's the most I've seen. And some people have 1, some people have none, some have 2, right? So the more you read your report and you start to understand who you are and how you operate, you can now sit down and maybe answer some of these questions. Where am I still performing for love? Right? Think about a most recent relationship or your current relationship and just say, ask yourself, in love, I often pretend that whatever it is, I pretend that I'm okay. I pretend that I'm happy when I'm not. I pretend that I don't want more, right? Whatever it is, what are some of the things that you know that currently you pretend that you are when it comes to love? Because you think, I need to be this way to keep the peace, or I need to do this so that I won't be seen as the difficult one, right? And then start asking yourself, what do I truly desire in partnership? Not what social media, your parents, the church, and whatever else has said you should want. What do you really, really want in a partnership? Is it more emotional presence, to be seen, to be softer, to be more honest, to have more honesty, more leadership? Like some people need that. More freedom to finally be you, right? More tenderness. You want that softness in your relationship. Whatever that looks like for you, that is true for you. Honor it, right? And lastly, we're talking about the body. How does it feel in my body? Like when you imagine all of these things that you desire, how does that feel? You might be like, okay, notice that. That's work that needs to be done. Some transformation needs to be done there, right? Others, it's like, yeah, this will finally be a breath of fresh air. I can finally relax. Like, this is how my body wants me to be in a relationship. And do you even believe it's possible? Because that's also something that stops people. Like, there are no good men. All good ones are taken. Marriage is hard. Yeah, da, 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 da. You tell yourself all these stories, but it's not true. It's not true. You can have the type of love that you want. It is possible, it's available, especially now, the new era, we've shifted to conscious alignment. It is definitely available for you, but you need to name it. You have to know what it is that you truly want. So, how do you get there? How do you become the aligned one? Because the aligned one is the person that has aligned love and is able to call in the right partner or to move your relationship towards that conscious alignment path. And this is not a 12-step program. No, it's not. It's just 3 things, right? The first one is all about decoding. So right now you have your love gates, your love languages. You start from there because that's part of the engine. Just know which ones you have. What does that look like? How have I been showing up in that? Awareness is the beginning of everything because what you're not aware of doesn't change. So the first is decode your blueprint, decode your human design when it comes to love. The second is to start to embody, embodying your true love languages, because this never changes. This is how you were designed from the day you were born until the day you exit this 3D world. This is you. And the embodiment also means unlearning, letting go of some of the old things, right? Some of the conditioning. We get rid of that. And from there, you can start to make the right decisions for you. You can stop trying to love in ways that aren't yours, right? You can start to live from your design. And if you're in a partnership, go read your partner's love gates as well, so that you stop having these expectations. Because what happens is most times we're a certain way, and then you expect your partner to be that same way, but maybe he doesn't have those gates, right? So now you can start to have better expectations, better understanding, better empathy, and stop having this idealistic ideas of how your partner should show up in a relationship. It's time to take off those masks and be who you were always meant to be. So if you haven't already done so, you can scan this QR code to download your own love language report, so that you can start to see what gates you have, how it's been showing up, and how you can transform to the gift side of things. I have a book coming out in August. It's the New Love Languages. It's like, it's a big book, and it's going to have everything that you need to be able to transform from the shadow to the gift, and it has the companion workbooks as well for singles, for couples, so that you can work together. And it's also going to have a chatbot that you can just ask anything, right? If you're in a relationship and you're having a fight, you can ask it, what should I do? These are my love languages. These are his. How do we tackle this? Or if you're single, what kind of date should I go on? Oh, I went on this date, this what happened. What next? Right? You'll be able to interact with it, so that you know that you're living from the truth of your design, and not just generic ChatGPT, tell me what to do. ChatGPT doesn't know your design. So, in addition, the love gates is just this one thing. So in Love by Design, we have all these other things, and all of these other things have to do with your relationships as well. They determine how you show up, right? Yesterday, Joanne was telling us about your profile, which is your costume. This is how you show up, right? Your who, your essence, right? Your definition. Are you single? Single means you're already whole. Split, I'm split. I need somebody to complete me. So there's just a lot more to your design when it comes to relationships. And if you upgrade to VIP, you'll be able to download this 90-page report. It's a lot, but at least you can start to see the full spectrum of your entire Love by Design blueprint. So go ahead. I think Sophia just put the link. Go ahead and upgrade so that you can download your report. And during the panel session, we can start to talk about some of these things and how you can read that report and start to apply it in your relationships. So if you're single, self-love, you can start to build on your true design today. So this is where we want to be. We want to be the red posh. We want to be able to be seen, to be safe, to be secure, to be sovereign, and have the right partner beside us. Not people sitting apart and like, or having different passengers. No, when you become the aligned one, you're able to attract the love that was right for you, or at least elevate your current relationship to an aligned relationship. And then love can be beautiful and effortless as it was always meant to be. That is the end of my talk. I tried to, Sophia, I did good. I tried to stick to the 1 hour, and yeah. So thank you for listening.
Wow. I'm feeling the love. So let me just add a pin. I'm just going to leave it on gallery. Right now, does anybody has any questions for Joan? We got 5 minutes. If anybody wants to raise their hand.
It's always a lot to take in, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
And one
And
thing I'll
and
add, yeah, let me add one thing. So I know I've talked about the individuals can use it. If you're single, if you're a couple, you can use it too. But also for people who coach, who are relationship coaches, because that was another thing that was pissing me off in the industry, where people are just giving this cookie cutter. Imagine someone who only has gate 10 and just love yourself, forget anybody else. You don't need anybody, right? But that's just you. So this is a tool that even other relationship coaches can use to be able to guide their clients as well.
yeah, that's amazing. It's like I'm in awe of your report. It's so beautiful. And I've seen some of the comments as well. And that's that first for me when I got the report, it was like, wow, wait a minute. But then I didn't read it properly neither. I didn't read it properly, did I? Because one of them was the love to work,
Yeah,
love to work.
the provider. Yeah.
Yes, but it's more like earning that love, right? So you said that. So it's and the complete report, the complete love language report, I've got it. It's absolutely amazing, amazing. I'm still reading through it. It's just so intense, and you want to like circle it, and you put little notes, and also what Joan said, like do the report for your partner if you have one, or if you're dating, ask them the birth dates and just do the report on the sneaky side. And because like when you have that awareness, right? When you have that awareness, something starts to shift.